Welcome to Khanversations. I'm Muqtedar, your host. And today I'm going to talk to you about Donald Trump's decision not to make a decision for 2 weeks about participating in a military assault on Iran's nuclear facilities. When he left G7 a day in advance, there was all this discussion and speculation that he was coming back, and he did say it was to address the Middle East crisis. Israel had already attacked Iran, and several days had passed, and it was incessantly bombing. Iran was retaliating and hitting Israeli targets. So the war was in earnest, and it became very clear that Israel needed America to defend it, and it needed America to essentially destroy Iran's most coveted and most protected nuclear facility, which is the Fordo facility, which is built into a mountain. And without the bombers that the United States has, and without the 30,000-pound bombs that the US has, that mission cannot be accomplished by Israel alone. So there was a lot of pressure on him to join the war. This is a great chance. Let's go in there and finish the job once and for all. Iran is very weak at the moment. It has become weak because its proxies have also become weak. So let's not only destroy Iran's nuclear capabilities and the chance of it becoming a nuclear power, but also to basically destroy the regime and bring about a regime change in Iran. So these are the goals of Israel and Netanyahu. And so this was a lot of pressure from inside the Trump government. But Trump has decided, we were thinking that he would be at war by now, but apparently, even though assets are in place, he has not pulled the trigger. So the question is, why not? And in this conversation, I'm going to try and answer those questions. But before that, please subscribe to the Khanversations channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share it with your socio-political network. So why didn't Trump make the decision? Why has he postponed? There are several reasons, and I want to share them with you. I think one reason is because he's worried about what this war will say about him and his foreign policy and his, shall we say, tenure as president. He is desperate to win a Nobel Prize, and starting a war which could create a complete mess in the Middle East. We saw the mess that the US invasion of Iraq created. The ISIS emerged, and for several years, a caliphate was there, run by the ISIS for 5-6 years. There was terrorism globally as a result of Iraq. And Iran is a country of 92 million people with far more resources than Iraq ever had. And so trying to go and destabilize and weaken Iran could undermine the entire region. And I'm sure he's hearing from a lot of voices in the region, other than Israel's, who are telling him, don't do something stupid like that. So it's not going to end with, okay, you bombed our nuclear facilities, that's all right, now let's get back to business as usual. That's not going to happen. And I think some people in the administration have managed to convince him that that's probably what could happen. So one is this fear that this could go horribly wrong for the region and for Donald Trump's second term, and then obviously impact his midterm success of retaining both the houses and the Senate. Already, public opinion poll shows that 60% of Americans are opposed to US involvement in the Iran-Israel conflict. And 56% of Americans prefer that the US negotiate with Iran. So the survey charts that I'm showing to you are a survey that was conducted by Economist and YouGov on June 16, that's 3 days ago. And you can see very clearly that people are a vast majority of Americans would like to see a peaceful resolution rather than a military engagement by Donald Trump. Not only that, the approval ratings of Donald Trump across all policy issues are also tanking. Right now, disapproval ratings are about 53, 54, and approval ratings are just about 41. So there is a gap, -13, between approval and disapproval. So he's also worried that this war would further reduce his approval rating at home. Plus, there's an internal debate going on now within the Republicans. It's a debate by MAGA versus neocons. It appears that the neocons have returned, the same people who are encouraging the United States to go to war in Iraq for the sake of Israel. The same lies that Netanyahu was saying about the nuclear capabilities of Iraq, those same lies are now being repeated about Iran. Even IAEA has said that Iran is not about to make nuclear weapons. And except Israel, no one is saying that. The US intelligence agencies are also not saying that. So there's a debate going on now between MAGA and neocons. Neocons want to do whatever Israel wants to do. Most of them have taken a lot of money from the Israeli lobby, the APAC here. You should watch the debate between Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is Israel first, Tucker Carlson is America first, and you can see from that debate and the nitty-gritties of the arguments underlying those two positions. So basically, neocons are Israel firsters who want to use American power to advance Israeli interests, regardless of what it costs the United States. That's the simplest definition that I give. And so these neocons are trying to push the U.S. into a war. People like Senator Graham, Lindsey Graham, etc. Even Schumer from the Democratic Party is a neocon. But there are MAGA people also who are pushing back, like Tulsi Gabbard, like Tucker Carlson, like Steve Bannon, who are very vociferous about demanding that the U.S. not get involved in a never-ending war in the Middle East. So Donald Trump is like, he doesn't want Iran with nuclear weapons, but he doesn't want to get involved in a messy war that will drain U.S. resources. Literally $2 trillion were blown away in Iraq, and the U.S. really got nothing. There were no nuclear weapons. There was no threat from Iraq, and so we just went there and spent lots and lots of money. So these are some of the reasons why Donald Trump is reluctant to go to war in Iraq. Plus, it's quite possible he's hoping that in the next week or so, Iran will become sufficiently or a little bit more weaker and be more willing to end this mess and accept a deal which Trump is trying to negotiate probably directly with Iran. There has been a new development. Steve Witkoff, his Middle East envoy, has now been talking directly with Abbas Araghchi, who is Iran's foreign minister. Apparently, they've had 3 or 4 conversations directly without any intermediary. So it's quite possible, even though Steve Witkoff is not joining the Europeans who are having their own dialogue with Iran face to face today. They must have met today. I haven't yet checked as to what has come out of that. So Witkoff could have gone there, but I think there's something that they're waiting for. And then perhaps they're hoping that Iran will become a bit more weaker and a bit more willing to make a deal. And if Trump gets a deal, I don't think he's going to go and take this opportunity to precipitate a regime change in Iran. He's going to just tell Netanyahu to stop, and he's going to celebrate. And then, there seems to be a march in the White House towards trying to get a Nobel Prize for him, and he's going to try to use this and the ceasefire between India and Pakistan as 2 major foreign policy successes. And we'll see whether he gets a Nobel Prize or not. But these are some of the things that are going on. And we will see what happens if Iran seems to be recovering, if Iran is strong. And I also don't understand Iran's foreign policy. If Iran does not want nuclear weapons, why is it that it has drawn a red line on enrichment? Why is it willing to fight for enrichment? Enrichment does not give it deterrence. You can see that that's happening now. I can understand that if you really want a nuclear weapon and you're going for it and you're taking this risk, I understand. But if you're really not pursuing nuclear weapons as it appears, then why are you taking a stupid risk? Go make a deal with the United States, end the sanctions, let your people live in a more prosperous country. So those are my thoughts, and I hope you found them thought-provoking. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share this video with your social political network. Thank you very much for watching.